So actually, in closing, we could say this could have been a setup. It could have been a setup. But if it was, you're the one that made it happen and made it happen so smooth and so easy. And that's the truth. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Basketball Wives. This is season 9, episode 7, as we draw to a close of a short season. All this stuff, I'm telling you, all this stuff about OG and this colorism thing and this, that, and the other, and on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Listen. I'm so glad that this is like this really short season, because I have to say, I would probably have stepped out. I'd have probably stepped out on it, because it ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. We are at a complete standstill. OG feels how she feels. The girls feel how they feel. OG ain't willing to bend, ain't willing to break. End of story. Ain't no biggie. I ain't choosing no side. It just is what it is. That's what reality TV is. There's a story. There's several storylines all wrapped together. Okay, we've reached the end of what the storylines are, and either there's a resolve or there's not a resolve. Most of the time when we get to the end of a reality show season, the resolve, we don't believe it and don't give a damn about it, no way. So when there is no resolve, we don't give a damn and don't care about it, no way. It is what it is. Now, are you going to come back or no? For this, like this, no, I wouldn't come back for it. I wouldn't come back to battle. And quite honestly, the battle between the reviewers and the subscribers is by far more entertaining than the series. And that's the truth. We, myself included, and you all have been a much more interesting back and forth than what any of them have had. Jackie, Malaysia, Shawnee, Evelyn. What we have said to each other back and forth over the last 3 seasons has been way more entertaining than what they've actually presented on television. And that's just the truth, and that's just the facts. My comment sections have been far nastier than any of the things that those ladies have said back and forth to each other on that screen. Far nastier. If you don't believe me, it's all on playlist. Go back and look at it. All the comments are there. I don't block my comments. The comments are all there, whether it be a good comment against me, a bad comment. People call me all kind of names, accuse me, all kind of stuff. Trust me, my comment sections have been much more eventful than this show has been for the past 3 seasons. Period. And I can say it without flinching. But let's go on through this last of this here. Phoebe shows up. Child, everybody gone. Phoebe showed up with not enough clothes and too much makeup on. I said, hey, Phoebe. Hey, girl. But everybody gone. She ends up giving a call and talking to Evelyn. Evelyn comes back out to the house because she's close, pretty much. She comes back out to the house to be with her. Listen, Jackie and them are down at their place. When I say they were having the time of their lives, they were truly living their best lives. They were having a ball. Nia and Noria and Jen and Jackie, baby, they were having a pool party. They put on, everybody had cute swimsuits and their hair done, and they were down there and they was drinking, getting drunk, and having themselves a good time. Jackie over there dancing like an old man, and they were doing what it is that they wanted to do, and they were having themselves a great time, which is what this trip was really all about. Everybody has been closed up and locked up during the pandemic, and this was about letting your hair down. They finally got the chance to really let their hair down, and you could just see they were having themselves a good time. And the whole time, OG's ass is up there in the room. She just sequestered herself away from everybody, and she up there talking to Kwame. Girl, why don't you do like everybody else and take your ass home? Who does that? And I don't want to hear nothing about no goddamn contract. Go home. Go home. Ain't no way I would stay there. It was like 2 days. This went on. 2 days. Then the girls get to sitting and talking some more, and come to find out about what's been said. Here come Nia. She tells Jackie and them, oh yeah, well, OG had reached out to me beforehand, before I even came on the show, and told me, these girls are bitter. They're resentful of their children. That's the picture she painted. She allegedly painted for them, that most of these basketball wives literally had failed marriages, and they resent the children that were the products of the marriage. I said, well, that was some nasty shit to say about some folks that you hanging around. That was nasty. Listen, it was what it was. That just further segregated her from everybody. And they went on and they was having themselves a good time. And this time, even old damn Jennifer that came around and is like, child, I ain't trying to be evil no more, child. I don't want to be over there with her. And I definitely don't want to be sectioned off somewhere else in the house. I want to have some fun like everybody else. I done wasted most of the trip, which she did. With her bullcrap, she done wasted half of the good time, running back and forth between houses. You didn't even get to go and see the drama. You missed everything. Anyway, you sit around getting drunk by yourself, working on she said she working on a documentary or something. How boring is that? You left home to work remotely. That ain't fun. That's a waste of money. Anyway, Jackie and Evelyn end up talking. Now these two heifers want to be the peacemakers. They want to try to bring Phoebe up and have Phoebe and Nia squash their beef, and also maybe Phoebe and Jackie squash their beef. And Evelyn ended up telling Phoebe, just keep an open mind. I said, oh, here they go. Here we go. Let's see. Is there going to be some more drama? Jackie ended up talking to Jen a little bit later on, and Jen has had a change of heart, like I said, and she's actually willing to actually go up and try to see if maybe things would be cool. Not that her and Evelyn could be friends, but at least just be in the same space, occupy the same space. But the fact of the matter was, Jen was tired of being sequestered like OG, and she don't want no more of that treatment. It's like, shit, I'm here. I want to have a good time. So they end up going up to the house. Everybody goes to the house. They leave OG down there at the house by herself, and they all go up to the other house. Gets there, Jackie realizes that there is nobody there except for Phoebe and Evelyn. She's like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Everybody actually left. Jackie had brought the liquor. They had brought food and everything. She's like, well, I was trying to have like this reggae party and everything. Well, I didn't know we were going to be having with two people, but whatever. Let's just go ahead and do what we're going to do. They get there. Child, that Phoebe is a messy beast. Phoebe's sitting there looking all crazy with that too much makeup on. And then she says, let's just get down to the point. And she says, how you get here? No, how you got here. I said, she said, get it, child. How you got here? Child, and Nia ends up owning up to being wrong and what she did by sending the pictures. Because it was actually photos and video of Lance sleeping with Phoebe that he sent to Nia to make her mad, and she sent them to Phoebe being petty. But she admitted to her wrongdoing and everything like that, and Phoebe kind of said, yeah, girl, she understood that he kind of drives bitches to be in that mad space. And she just said, we'll just, I got my eyes open, but we'll just leave it be that. And then she break out. She starts telling Nia and Noria, don't trust Jackie, because Jackie is a snake, And Jackie's like, oh, okay, here you go, little mama. Come on, give it to me, because I know you've been waiting to give it to me. And she tells them and everything. And they're kind of looking, and I'm looking at Nuria. Look at her face. Her face was like she got her good eye on Jackie. Good job. Good job, because she's not to be trusted either. You know, some of what Phoebe's saying is absolutely true. So they get through all that. Evelyn and Jen end up kind of talking around each other, basically. And just basically said, you know, I'm cool. You're cool. I don't wish you no ill will. And Evelyn said, I don't wish anybody any ill will. I don't. Not even OG. I don't wish her anything bad for her, but I'm over her and her situation. It just is what it is. But with Jen, I mean, it's cool. We could be in the same space. I don't wish no ill will for you. It is what it is. And I said, here we go. This is the end of the season, honey. And everybody's wrapping up everything, putting a little bow on it. So, they all squash everything. Everything's squashed. Everything's fine. They end up leaving and going back down. The girls go back down. Now it's ended up the next day. It's Jackie and Jen and OG. And they're content. They're ready. And the girls, they're ready to continue having themselves a good time. Right? And doing what they do. OG still on the same shit. She then starts to deny her bad behavior. Starts to deny her bad behavior, saying that she didn't get snippy with Jen. Of course, VH1's shady ass rolls the beautiful being footage of her. We see her being snipey with Jen. And she just denying her behavior and trying to build it this thing like, Jen, oh, now y'all are all the victims and this, that, thing, and the other. And it ended up being a thing where Jackie just ended up telling her, girl, this is it. It's done. Like, nobody's getting along with you. You know, because Jen started it. Jen was like, girl, like, you first it's them, then it's her, then you go at Jackie, then you go at... You ain't getting along with nobody, girl. It's you. It is you. You got the problem. And she's like, she said, why don't you go home? You know? She'll say, the host didn't ask me to go, but if the host asked me to go, then I'll leave. So Jackie did tell her, girl, you know, I mean, what is the real point? This is it. It's over. Honey, she basically got mad, baby. She felt like Jackie had turned on her. She starts packing her things. And after that, Jackie literally, now this was one time, Jackie wasn't pretending. Jackie wasn't being shit. Jackie really felt bad. She really felt bad. She got to cry, and I felt really bad for Jackie. But Jackie was like, I don't want to, you know, I'm generally a nice person. I don't want to hurt anybody. But I am no other way to get around it. It just kind of is messed up. It is what it is. Like, I don't see the colorism thing. I'm not trying to, you know, just negate everything she said. But I don't believe I did that, and I've been accused of it. I just don't see it in this group, and I just can't go no further with it. And she ain't trying to resolve it. She just wants to harp on it, so it's over. And Jackie was crying, and that's really the truth. That is the fix. The fix is she sees it like this. They see it like that. She ain't going to give. They not going to submit to her. That's it. So, like, ain't that adult? They done with it. I'm done with it. I definitely ain't sitting another week talking about the shit. It's over with. That's that. And then the thing is, everybody is cool now. Everybody. All the beefs have been straightened out. Malaysia and Jackie. Jackie and Phoebe. Phoebe and Nia. Everything's been squashed other than things that involve OG. OG and Shawnee ain't good. Jen and Shawnee haven't talked. But OG and Shawnee ain't good, and OG and Evelyn ain't never going to be good. So it just was what it was. And then I looked at it and I said, now, for the sake of the brand, well, let's be real, for the sake of the brand, OG, you were problematic. You were problematic. And they just had an extra season with you and they proved you to be problematic. You ain't getting along with nobody on the cast, so why should you be able to return? We all did what we do as normal, and we had our, we've had our fights, our arguments. We were all able to handle it like adults and come back together, and nobody's been hurt, and we all are willing to film with each other for another season. But now you in a position, who even want to film with you? So now there's a couple different ways to look at it, and truly, wouldn't even be me if I would just say, oh, well, that was no. It all really could have been a setup to defame OG and further push the narrative that you ain't good for the group. But they couldn't push it without your participation, and you played right into it. Girl, the truth of the matter is, it is over. What's your point? You're miserable. You're making everybody else around you miserable. That's it. It's done. Is it fair? Life ain't fair. But when you look at it in the grand scheme of things, it could have really been a setup to finish wiping you out, girl. And again, you helped the program right along because you just would not bend. You would not. What is the point? There is no point. We keep going, and eventually you're going to get physical. That's the only thing left is for you to jump on one of these girls and beat the goddamn shit out of them. That's it. There's nothing else. Y'all done had every kind of different argument y'all can have. We don't want to hear no more of it. Surely they don't want to participate in it. You seem like you might want to participate in some more arguing, but where's it going to go? I mean, where do we go from here other than you whooping somebody's ass? Ain't nobody having that down to the VH1, girl. So like I said, with all fairness, Miss OG, it really could have been a setup for them to wipe you on out and keep their brand going. But you helped it along. That's all I got to say. Is it fair? You know it ain't fair. But whatever. Life ain't fair. That's it, y'all. Basketball wives. Ciao. They slam dunked you, OG.